What's up guys, welcome to the latest Drift Games video. It's a special one, a lot going on. We're back here in Melbourne. We decided to hang around for a few days because we wanted to check out some classic cars. And we all know the best thing about classic cars is restoring them, keeping them original. You're doing the exact opposite. We're here at Nakai-san from RWB is here. They're building a Porsche today and we get exclusive access to check it out. Alright, so Nakai-san is working on the 911. We'll be back later on to see the progress, but in the meantime, Josh and I said we kind of want to go catch up with our boys at Keep It Read, see how the place looked after all those wild burnouts. I'll insert them here. And also, our friend Dan Price has told us there's a massive JDM car meet happening tonight in Melbourne, so we got the MG ZS ready for action. It's going to be an action-packed video.
There's a few crummies on the floor.
You eating pastries again in the car?
Yeah, that didn't go well.
Alright, so we're back at Keep It Read. We were here last week, you guys will have watched the video. And I wanted to come back because there's a car on the top of the stacker that I saw on Instagram on their page was now at the bottom of the stacker, which is this black RX-7, which I think might be one of my favorite looking RX-7s in the world. Jason's here. Look what he's drinking. SP Tools Lager. I'm not sure if I would recommend using lager and tools together, but it does taste tasty, and shout out to SP Tools.
I think it's made from old tools or something. They're just like, you know, recycling.
So
I would highly recommend it.
Shout out to SP Tools in Ireland, who are a big supporter of ours, provide us with all of our tools for our new workshop, and you know what, we are minding them like they're our children, so thank you to those guys.
And my workshop.
And your
Thank
workshop.
you, SP.
Black RX-7, which is my favorite color on an RX-7, with my favorite kit on an RX-7, with gangster Blitz 03s all around. This thing is absolutely beautiful, and it's on air ride. As you can see, you would not be able to drive it like this, but I don't think I've seen many in the flesh RX-7s on air ride. Josh, have you?
This is a car I would never really see on air ride actually.
Have a good look at that. It looks incredible.
It just looks so right, this car.
Jason's on the wind down from the event, but his place now is actually in business mode, right? So this is cars in, cars out. All these are giveaway cars.
Cool. Yeah, we just wanted to get the event out of the way. Obviously, we only got the keys to this place now, I think 3 weeks ago. So we've done a lot of the work, like the groundwork, to make it look nice for all the guests and the unveilings and all that. But now it's time to start moving some of the old workshop stuff in, like the tables and everything else, the welders, the tyre machines, the tyres and wheels, the racking. All the stuff is going to start to come in. We're going to lay it out, see what we're happy with, and then kind of like spice it up again.
And then obviously, there's been some damage. There's been Mad Mike's
there
over
was
here.
a signature there. It's kind of
Oh, did he sign it?
So we had some burnouts.
Mad Mike.
We had some damage on the cars as well. So a lot of you guys will watch these events and then switch off, but what happens when you loan cars out like we do or Keep It Read, they always have a couple of tips over the weekend. So as you can see, all of it, not this is beautiful.
No, definitely not that.
But I said a couple of bumps on the skylines. One car that got an awful time at the weekend was the Barrow Wags. Because I saw this thing all up in the walls and everyone's business this weekend.
It stayed alright, like it's good damage.
It was accurate damage.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
a little bit on the walls.
I think this is actually from old events, I just couldn't be bothered changing it. Too busy building everyone else's cars, more this side.
This side
Your door's taken quite a bit.
The perfect 45 scratch wear on the tail light.
from the wall.
But it did alright. Just a little bit of a boot bend, fix that up. Fix the nudge bar, fresh plastic standard bumper, premium.
No problem. Missing a small bit here. Like
Yeah, someone took a chunk out of that there.
That's okay, that's fine. It still worked all the way to the end of the event. But Jimmy Oakes was driving the R34, and in a previous episode we talked about the magnets and the rear end of this car taking a hit and keep on ticking. It looks to me like it kind of held up okay.
Yeah, it did alright. You don't want to look in there. We did a bit of research and development, so we were unhappy with the grip levels from removing the weight. Apparently it was just spinning the wheels. I did test it and it did seem like it was just too light and loose in the rear end, so I got a couple of wheels, maybe ratchet strapped in
some
there.
wheels in there.
Put some weight back in there, and I think the boot was popping out. The magnets were a little bit too soft, so might need to add a few. So we strapped the boot down, but it did alright. Like, it did the job. Popped the taillights out. Like, even the plastic bumpers kind of just moved with the wall and hasn't really killed
Yeah, it looks to me like there's not much damage, because even though it's all kind of at a jaunty angle, it could be easily repaired and put back
I think
in
the
space.
taillights are actually even good because they were so loosely mounted. They ended up like sort of pushing out of the way and falling out, and we just unclipped them and just decided better off running no taillights. But yeah, the fiberglass sort of just would bend with the
Flexed.
wall, and that's kind of still good.
See, this is the stuff we don't show you guys on the channel enough of. Afterwards, the event, did the things work as they were supposed to work? Well, this one looks like it did. This is the car Grant was driving. This also took a couple of hits along the way, a couple of bumps. But, you know, they can all be put back together. That's the point of drift cars, that they're built in some ways to sort of take a few hits and keep on ticking. Also, I want to show you this crazy stacker right now. So, nowhere in the world will you ever see two Evos, an R34 GTR, and whatever the hell that thing is, all in the same stacker system. So we want to call down, we're catching up with Jay today, just to have a little wind down from the event. I also wanted to see some of the cars that we couldn't see on the stacker the last time, and we were pretty close to where Nakai was working on the Porsche. So came down, hung out, drank some SP Tools beer, not too much. A little bit of an interlude to this video today. Alright, so we're here under an underpass in Melbourne with a bunch of GTRs, Skylines, Silvias. Whole crew came out tonight. One of our friends told us to come and check it out. We're actually literally under a freeway right now, and it's apparently going to be a big cruise tonight, meeting up with different car clubs. So we're down for it. We don't know what's going to happen, but you guys are along for the ride.
So we're just saying on the way here that we've choreographed worse rollers than that on the way.
That was random and we didn't even plan it, and it was like one of the nicest rolling shots we did all across the bridges in Melbourne. We stopped up here at a 7-Eleven. We got joined by sevens at a 7-Eleven. 11 sevens?
Almost like they planned this.
11 sevens at a 7-Eleven. That's how many Oryx 7s are here. So this is quite the night it's turning into be. So very cool cars, very cool people, cool vibes. That's what the car scene is all about. And yeah, this is just a taster of what's going on in Melbourne. So from Keep It Read to here, we've seen pretty much every model of JDM car on this trip.
So I think we've kind of come at the best time of this build, haven't we?
Yeah, we've jumped back in just as the car is about to go down on its wheels. And the Kaisan has been 2 days building this car, and it's going to look absolutely beautiful. So we're all standing here waiting to see what the car looks like, going from a stock body 911 to a Ralph Wells beauty in 2 days.
Listen closely. Tears won't help this time. Break that ceiling. It's made of thin glass. Face the feeling.
So Dave, you know he names his cars after.
Yeah,
You just go around and just keep on saying drift games at him.
it'd be funny if he called his car like O'Connor's.
Just always put the worst names around it, and then there's a good chance he may subtly take inspiration from it.
Draft cabs! Draft cabs!
Made of thin glass. Face the feeling. You might
Alright, boys and girls, just thought I'd take a little second away to let you guys know that we also feel like this is ridiculous that we're actually here witnessing this. This whole year has been absolutely wild to meet so many legends of the game, and the Kaisan was definitely one person we wanted to meet. We got our photo, which we were pretty pumped about, trying not to be too much fanboys about it, but it's pretty awesome. A lot of you guys are probably wondering, because we found out from chatting to people here, what the story with RWB is. How do you get a car done by RWB? How much does it cost? But it seems to me like there's a little bit of a waiting list on it. If you have, let's say, an older 911, so that's for you guys who don't know much about 911s, talking about like 70s, 80s, early 90s. The car itself is obviously very expensive. You're talking anywhere between 75,000 euro for a rough one all the way up to, it can keep going, to 200,000 euro. But to get an RWB kit fitted, somewhere around the 20 to 30,000 euro mark. Now, what happens is they send the kit, or Nakai-san sends the kit in advance. You paint that kit, and then he arrives and fits the kit in a matter of probably 2 days. He does all the sanding, so it's weird. So normally when we would do kits, you would put the car, or you put the kit on the car, let's say in bare fiberglass, you'd sand it all down, make sure it fits okay, then you send it to paint. But it seems like his molds are so good that he can paint them, and they only need minor tweaking when he gets here. He does everything by hand. It's actually very old school technique. Excuse the fact that I have a cold and I'm a little bit hungover today, so I'm going to blame Dan Price for that last night. But it's our last day in Melbourne, so why not? So it's been really cool watching the whole process come together. It's one of those things where while we were on this journey, we wanted to just stop by and see this. And yeah, not everybody gets to stand and watch a master at work. So we hope you've enjoyed the content. Thank you guys for joining us on this journey, because obviously you guys watching us and supporting us has allowed us to go to crazy places like this and meet our heroes. So a little thank you to you guys. So our Australian adventure is coming to an end, but it's not the end of the adventures, as we now head to San Francisco and then to Vegas for SEMA, where you guys are going to see all the good stuff behind the scenes. I'm going to catch up with the whole automotive community, but I just want to say a big thank you to Dan Price and to Scott and everybody for hooking us up with the RWB build. We'd had such an amazing few days, very humbling. Hope you guys enjoyed the content. Josh was doing a good job of making it look as pretty as possible. I haven't been home in like 4 or 5 weeks, and this isn't the end of the traveling for this year. We've got some very exciting things coming up on the channel over the next few weeks, but for now we got to catch a flight. See you in America.